Today is Tuesday, August the 8th, 2025, and in this video, I'd like to help people understand how the same problems we face in our personal relationships and homes inevitably impact the people, community, and world around us. Whether that impact is positive or negative is dependent upon how functional we are individually and how we each view problems and how to resolve them. The way we believe problems should be resolved directly influences our ideas about who we think is responsible and therefore who should be held accountable for fixing any issues that are a disruption to our personal lives, relationships, resources, etc. That makes sense, right? In a message today, I wrote, "Today, I'd like to use a case from Judge Judy, the only television judge I watch because the others are too reality tainted to be taken seriously. It's purely entertainment, not justice. But one of the educational aspects of watching court television is to observe the thinking of people who agree to present their complaints and arguments to publicly broadcasted commercial television. I've argued that the problem with these shows is that it gives people a skewed impression of how judges apply the law that then discourages people from seeking justice for legitimate violations of not only the law, but human decency. They believe they wouldn't have a case or that they don't understand the laws enough to risk the cost of losing. As a result, these people are never held accountable for their actions in ways they might reconsider their thinking and behavior." I decided to write as a follow-up to two posts from yesterday. In the first, I end by suggesting people consider the impact of harboring fugitives and not sending them back where they came from to be held accountable for damage caused to people and places left behind. In the second, I highlight a comment thread I characterized as a mind hive, where the suggestion is made that young women in their 30s should be separating themselves from the opinion of their mothers. I asked the question, what role should mothers have in the life of their adult children? Let's look at some definitions and try to determine what it means to be entitled and or privileged.
He was very upset, crying. He had nowhere to go.
You were having trouble with your wife.
Irrelevant. It's just...
That's not what I said.
He wanted to work on his marriage.
He said to your friends, I need a place to go.
That is true.
Introduce your husband to the truth.
This is Judy Justice. Kelly and Robert Burrows are suing their former friends, Marina and David Quadra, for a legal eviction and property damage.
Mr. and Mrs. Quadra, you were living in a home, in a house?
Correct, a townhome.
That you didn't own. And for how long had you been renting that home?
We rented it for 2 years, Your Honor.
When did your lease start?
July of 2020.
And when was it to terminate?
It was terminated August 1st, 2022.
And it was terminated by an eviction?
Correct.
Did the plaintiffs have any furniture in the home that you were evicted from?
Prior to us being evicted, yes.
Yes, prior to your being evicted. And what furniture did they have?
2 dressers and a bunk bed.
Anything else?
That's as far as furniture.
And what furniture did you have in there prior to being evicted?
A full living room.
And when did you move that out? On what date?
The 30th of July, 2 days before our moving date.
So you moved out all of your furniture?
Correct.
Now, do you want to tell me your version of how they came to be living in your house?
We received a call one night. It was very late, 10 p.m. Robert was very upset, crying. He had nowhere to go.
He?
Correct. Robert had nowhere to go, and Kelly was asking for a divorce. He asked if he could crash on the couch. We have a toddler at home, so I asked him to sleep in our guest bedroom instead of the couch. Okay. He stayed that first original night, and the next day he needed to job hunt as he was jobless. We offered to watch his child. He looked for the job and he came home. He asked us if he could stay for a while in that guest bedroom until he got onto his feet with the job. He offered money to just help out with utilities and...
How much?
$1,000.
$1,000 a month?
No, just 1,000. And our words, when he had asked, and we asked him, how long do you think it will take you to get on your feet? It was just a couple weeks.
Okay, so he was offering $1,000,
correct,
which was 40% of your rent, to stay for 2 weeks, to stay in your guest bedroom. Mm-hmm. Pretty decent. Did he give you the $1,000?
He did.
And he gave you the $1,000 on what date?
He gave us the $1,000 on May 29th.
And when did he start staying there?
He started staying with us May 21st.
Then what happened?
He stayed with us for about a week. Everything was okay. He job hunted. I helped with the child. Within this week, he...
Look at me.
He confided in us that he wanted to work on his marriage with Kelly. He did not want the divorce. It was something that she had asked for. They wanted to work on it together and had asked if Kelly could come around to stay with him and the children and work on their marriage.
When he moved into the guest room, did he take the children? Did he have the children with him?
He did, but it was just on certain nights. They were sharing.
And then he asked if Kelly could come as well.
Correct.
The wife. And what did you say? Well, why couldn't he go home?
He could not go home due to their relationship with her parents. Their parents.
Oh, she was living with her parents.
Correct.
And they were both living with her parents.
Correct.
So he said, I can't go home. We want to work on the marriage. Could we come and stay here with you?
Correct.
They have 2 kids?
They have 3.
They have 3 kids. And how many dogs?
4.
4 dogs. So far, you get 4 stars if you let her come.
I wish it would have worked that way.
No. You understand that that's where I'm at so far.
Yeah, of course.
So now, May 29th, he gives you the $1,000. She moves in when with the dogs?
So we had a long trip planned to Vegas. We let them know that after we had left, she could come stay while we were gone.
What month? June?
June, correct.
How long were you away?
We were away for 5 to 6 days.
Well, what was he going to do when she came there with the 4 dogs, 3 kids after 6 days? What was the plan?
This was never a plan of, here's a lease agreement you are going to rent from us. It was just that I need somewhere to stay. Can they please come for this short period of time until we figure this out?
Great. Okay, now let me hear your version of the events. When you went to stay there with your children, you were having trouble with your wife.
It's incorrect.
Incorrect. So when you went to their house and you wanted to work on your marriage, you could have gone back to your in-laws.
Yes, that's correct.
You could have. Why didn't you?
The reason why we decided to split up was because we're trying to keep our kids in the same school district. So with having 4 dogs, that's impossible to keep in an HOA. So she decided to go with her parents. I decided to stay back to finish the school year with the kids, still being in May, so they can finish in the same school district. That's why I decided I needed a mailing address so that they could stay in the same school district.
So you mean this discussion that she just said to me about you having problems, marital problems with your wife, that never happened?
Irrelevant. It's just...
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, because I believe her. I believe that that's what happened. I believe that you called her and said exactly what she said. She told me. I mean, I didn't have to have Whitney read it back. I believe that that's what you said. So I don't want to hear baloney about school districts. You were having trouble with your wife.
No, ma'am.
No.
No.
And you didn't tell her that.
We had been moved out of our old place of 6 years in El Cajon, and we were trying for 6 months to find a new place. So yes, it does put a lot of stress on a relationship, but we did not have any marital...
Mr. Burrows, you know what my strong suit is, and there's no question that the cameras just caught your face. My strong suit is being able to spot a lie from a mile away. And I'm telling you that there's no question that you called her late at night and said, I'm having trouble with my wife. She asked me for a divorce. Can I come and stay with you? There's no question that whether it was true or not, I don't know, because clearly you're a liar. So maybe it wasn't true, but that's what you told her.
Your Honor, may I speak?
You want me to call your parents?
Please do.
Would you like me to call your parents? I'm just asking you, would you like me to call your parents?
No.
Of course not. That's an easy thing for me to do.
Part of what was going on was that we lived in our home for 6 years and the homeowners had moved back in, and so they asked us to leave, and we had been actively searching for a home. So yes, it did put a bit of a strain on our marriage, and I took my dogs with me so that I can keep my operating business at my parents' house because I am a dog boarder, dog sitter, and I did not want to shut my business down. And during this time, tensions, little things happening at my parents' house. So I said, you need to go see if you can rent a room or find somebody that can help you in the meantime till we can actively keep searching for a place for our family. We tried 5 different homes and we didn't.
I don't care. What I said to your husband was he lied to me. Because there's no question that he called, and whether it was true or not, that he said to your friends, I need a place to go. Do you have a place that I could stay on the couch? There's no question he said that to her.
That is true. Yes, that is true.
Okay, well, then I want you to introduce your husband to the truth.
Is it true?
It's something that he hasn't met, because that's not what he told me what happened.
Correct.
So that was a mistake of his. That was a mistake. And you know what happens when you lied to me once? Your case is dismissed. Because what you're suing for is being evicted, and you go, blah, 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 emotional distress. You lie to me once, your case is dismissed.
Now, considering that the purpose of this video is an attempt to help people understand how the same problems we face in our personal relationships and homes inevitably impacts the people, community, and world around us. I want to present to you some questions and things to consider. How does money contribute to the problem of privilege and entitlement? If you pay for something, what then do you believe that entitles you to? Does that change if you are paying to rent or lease or access something? Does that change if you are providing something to be accessed or temporarily borrowed that you own and have paid for? If so, why? As an adult, what role should parents play in your life? What role should the law play in your life? And what role should the government play in your life? To answer this question, you must first understand who you trust and why. For what aspect of your life do you entrust others to fulfill? What must a person be able to do to earn your trust? What kinds of behavior would cause you to lose trust you have had in a person? Are there any aspects of your life where trust cannot be generalized? What I mean by that is whether there are things you are willing to trust some people to fulfill that you cannot trust of others in the same way. If yes, give examples. Why can't trust in these areas be generalized? As it relates to parents and parenting, how much involvement should there be in decision making if your fallback for failure is your parent or your parents? Is the same true for your other relationships, especially if you're cohabitating with friends or a partner or your spouse? When these kinds of answers intersect with communal laws and social norms, how does that play out? Who sets the rules? Who enforces them? And how? What happens when people or property are damaged as a result of decisions which involve violating the rules set for you and others? In terms of boundaries and boundary setting, which more broadly becomes a jurisdictional issue, especially as it relates to extradition, for example, of fugitives, when people harmed want to hold them accountable, how willing should people be to share in order to achieve the outcomes they want for themselves? What kinds of things should people be willing to share? Thoughts, ideas, feelings, information, resources, space, property, etc. And for what purpose? Cooperation, collaboration, support, sustenance, safety, sustainability, survival, etc. Even more broadly, consider that North America is one continent, which includes the United States, Canada, and Mexico. If you look at a satellite view of the continent, it's one landmass, not blocks of state jurisdiction or intercontinental sections. How do these three jurisdictional areas differ in how they interact with each other? What is the difference between a migrant and a fugitive? How might that inform decisions about trust and access? Why is accountability important? Are people capable of being self-accountable? I think it is here a dividing line can be drawn. You cannot be in denial about the things that are happening to people around you or at a distance and not have the problems they are having not affect you eventually. It's why the earth and our body ecosystems are all interdependent by design. It's protective and preservative. Thanks.